I'm curious to see, is it easily hit? If you brick it, will it go all over the place? Does it just cause a lot of unintended chaos? Is that what they were going for? And so there's a lot of questions that I think we'll get the answers to, and I'm excited about that. Welcome back, everybody. This is Travis with Marveloco, and there is a bit of a change that has happened from Stern Pinball in terms of how they reveal their games. Now, for the past few years, in the past several years, it feels like, at least 3 or 4, I guess that's a few. Anyhow, for the past few years, they've revealed all their gameplay. The first gameplay reveals, of course, the first time anybody's seen this, they've always revealed it on Twitch with Dead Flip Stream. Now, they've made a little bit of a change, and as you guys can see, the change is that they're now showing it on Facebook Gaming, which is interesting. This is one of the things that I like the move for a lot of reasons, but then at the same time, there is a few drawbacks that I'm pretty sure that they're aware of. I'm not sure if everybody else is aware of it, but we'll get into that here in just a few. Now, this is, like we said a second ago, this is a big change. And one of the biggest changes about this is this will basically make it to where the live stream leads directly to their social media. It's their landing. They're bringing everybody into their socials. And now their webpage on Stern, or their fan page, or whatever you call it, they have over 500,000 followers on there. Now, I don't know if that exactly means that will translate to them having, 50,000 people watching this, but I certainly think it'll translate a little bit to where there will be a few hundred people watching it. And then there is potential that people will be coming in and out the whole time once they figure out, wait, Stern is actually showing this game on here. And, I really like the strategy also. And one of the big reasons is they're still utilizing Jack Danger from Dead Flip for it, and as they should. And I think also at the same time, this will allow them to show it to their people. It's easy to find for people. It makes a lot of sense. And then they can turn around, and then if they still want the game to be shown on Twitch or anything like that, if Jack wants to take that chance, they could always loan a pinball machine to him, and then he could play to his heart's desire, and Stern could still get their game out, and then it's beneficial for everybody in that regard. Now, not only is this going to have potential to raise a lot of awareness, we have a lot of questions going into this stream. And before I even get into the questions of the actual game itself, we do have to discuss, obviously there's been a lot of DMCA issues going on. Now, one of the things with Facebook is that they actually allow partnered streamers to play certain bits of copyrighted music during their broadcast, but obviously Stern is not a partner streamer with Facebook, neither is Deadflip because he's over with Twitch. But it does say, though, that they're allowed to play copyrighted music, partner streamers are, in case they're using it in their live stream. Now, that doesn't affect what necessarily is going on here. What it does affect is the specifications of it, and that we're looking at an article right now from, I believe it's Tom Maxwell from September. And it even says right here that Facebook specifies that any music played during a gaming broadcast must be a background element, and that a streamer's voice or gameplay audio should be playing in the foreground. Still, the change is nice because it means that streamers can make their broadcast a little livelier and set the mood. Now, what does this mean exactly for this particular live stream? Well, what it really means is that they're not going to get taken down live. I don't see that happening at all. That's worst case scenario. But what I do see happening, it's 100% given that after this stream is done, their VOD afterwards, the recording, will be muted. It's 100%. And that's not because of anything that they're necessarily doing that's terrible, because it is their game and they do have the license to this game. It's just that Facebook has an automatic detection system in which it just sniffs out copyrighted music being played, and it doesn't really decide whether or not you have the license to play it or not. And again, we don't know necessarily. When you're dealing with license issues, it's an entirely different thing to say, okay, we got the license to actually put it in our product. It's a whole nother thing to say, okay, we have the license to also show that to people via a live stream to gain money value or to gain revenue. I don't know how that all works. I wish I did, but I honestly don't. That's just probably what's going to happen with this. And so what I hope will happen, I'm pretty sure this will happen, is that they'll make a recording of this and then they can just upload it to their official YouTube page. And then they don't have to worry about it then, because then you'll be able to see the full game. And it won't get deleted. It won't get muted on YouTube, all that will happen is just the monetization just goes to whoever, owns the Led Zeppelin stuff, which obviously is Led Zeppelin. So that's pretty much how that's going to play out. Now, still saying this, the questions that we do have leading up to all this is, how will the game play itself? Now, obviously, this game has been very divisive across the board, very divisive, and that's for a magnitude of reasons, and we don't even have to get into that. Let's just talk about the general gameplay and what we could see. What I'm curious of right now is, are they going to use the Pro or are they going to use the Premium/LE? Me personally, I think that they're going to go with the Premium LE package. And the reason for that is one, it shows all the shots, and two, it shows that expression lighting system. I think that's what it's called. I think that they really want to show that off. And I do believe that it will come off really well on video. I think it'll look great. Having that many RGB lights, which we haven't seen before in a Stern, and seeing it fully integrated, I think it will come off very well. And I look for them doing something like that. And then I also believe that they want to show off that mech in the middle of the playfield. I think it would be a miss if they decided to go with the Pro, because you kind of want to show the whole package. You have to assume that if people are into Led Zeppelin, they probably would be getting the Pro anyways, but you want to also give them that push to reach for a premium. You want to give them a reason. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I think that they're going with things. I think that that would be the smart way to go about that as well. Now, with that being said, we can also get a chance to see the rule set. I'm very curious to see how this game flows. I'm very curious to see how the rule set meshes with the overall game design. And with that, again, we circle back to the lights. I'm curious to see all that put together. What is the rule set like? How does that work with the design? And how does that work with the sights and sounds that we see? And I'm hoping it comes out great. I'm holding out hope that it will. And we don't know. Obviously, a lot of people are comparing it to Guns N' Roses, and rightfully so. It's the two music pins that are out. But again, what Stern does with their music pins is completely different compared to what Guns N' Roses does with their music pins. And it's that obvious according to how they had the assets drawn out also. But I am looking forward to the stream. Hopefully we get a better idea of what it is. I hope it's the Premium. I keep going back to that. I'm still in for a Pro, but I want to see how the Premium plays. I'm curious to see how that loop shot goes. I want to see, is it a smooth shot? Does it get rejected? That's what I'm really curious of. And I want to see how that spinner mech works. I'm curious to see, is it easily hit? If you brick it, will it go all over the place? Does it just cause a lot of unintended chaos? Is that what they were going for? And so there's a lot of questions that I think we'll get the answers to, and I'm excited about that. And I think, regardless if you're pumped up about this pin or not, I think anytime new pinball comes out, that's good, because it causes people to at least get to talking. It gets people to get competitive in terms of, another company saying, well, I see what they're doing, let's try to push the envelope this direction. I think it's healthy for everybody. I think it's good for everybody. But outside of that, this game will be revealed tomorrow night on the 18th at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook. Okay, not on Twitch, not anywhere else, on Facebook, and it's going to be via the Stern Pinball official page. So make sure, if you didn't realize that now. That's where it's going to be. So mark your calendars, go check it out. Other than that, I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like and a comment below. And if I did earn your subscription, I would greatly appreciate that as well. Until then, I'll see you guys soon.